Hello, this is a review for Sister Helen Prejean's book, Dead Man Walking, which tells the true story of the author's unexpected journey into the issue of capital punishment when she becomes the spiritual advisor to two death row inmates and becomes aware of their suffering while at the same time encountering the families of murder victims and experiencing their intense grief. Throughout the book, Sister Prejean strengthens her convictions on capital punishment as her eyes are opened to the many related complex issues. I give this book a score of 10 out of 10 because the book was very much unbiased. When I first started reading it, I was worried that the book would be one-sided. I couldn't help but wonder if Sister Prejean would be so intent upon the plight of the prisoners that she would fail to acknowledge that another side to the issue even existed. Actually, just the opposite was true. In addition to fighting for the lives of death row inmates, Sister Prejean also approached murder victims' families and offered her support, and eventually she even founded a support group to further help them. But in doing this, she befriended several loved ones of murder victims, including a well-known advocate of the death penalty. In addition to, besides associating with people whose beliefs differed from her own, Sister Prejean also incorporated the strongest arguments for capital punishment, moral, economic, and logical, into her book and proceeded to refute them with cold, hard facts. In other words, Sister Prejean used the controversial nature of the issue to more clearly reveal her own perspective. Because Sister Prejean involved herself in such a controversial issue, she encountered many conflicts throughout the book. Most of these were external and resulted from Sister Prejean's attempts to gain acceptance from murder victims' families. The families often shunned her because they could not understand how she could attempt to be friendly with them while at the same time supporting the men who killed their loved ones. They, more often than not, viewed her as a hypocrite. In addition to these external struggles, Sister Prejean was privy to the internal struggles of the many people she met throughout the book, including those of Mr. C. Paul Phelps, the head of the Louisiana Department of Corrections. Despite his strong disbelief in the death penalty, Mr. Phelps' job requires him to supervise executions, and instead of fighting this issue, Mr. Phelps chose to place his personal viewpoints aside so that he may remain in his position and work for the good of prisoners in other ways. Sadly enough, Mr. Phelps was far from the only character who compromised his values to do his job. As Sister Helen found out, many other minor characters in the book did the very same thing. For instance, there is Mr. Howard Marcellus, the head of the pardon board. Mr. Marcellus appeared only a few times in the novel, yet he carried out the very important task of deciding the fate of death row inmates, and it was later discovered that he did so with corruption, and he was jailed for accepting bribes from the government. Dead Man Walking is a wonderful book that raises many intriguing questions regarding the issue of capital punishment, and I would therefore recommend the book to anyone who enjoys complexity and self-exploration. Thank you.